Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So in this one, we got some pretty huge news, a updated developer roadmap for March, and just a lot of news about incoming improvements, some of which are coming in the next patch, which should be next week, and some which will be in the not too distant future. My guess is probably April. So let's take a look at the roadmap, then we'll take a look at the kind of developer blog update. This is all stuff that's available actually in-game, so if you open the app on mobile, you can actually go over to the news tab and see all the stuff we're going over in this video. So first up, roadmap coming soon. New competitive mode, Conquest, card acquisition improvements, token shop revamp, ranked mode improvements, and a infinite rank revamp. So we're going to talk about all this stuff in depth in just a minute. Then we also have in development. These are a little bit further out, but not too far away, it sounds like. PC widescreen UI, smart decks, avatars and titles by deck, personalized shops, and global matchmaking. Global matchmaking is a pretty big one, so I'm looking forward to that, as well as the personalized shops, so you aren't getting as many of those things in your shop that you don't really want to be seeing. And then in concept, these are features that they're kind of just laying the groundwork for, and we probably won't see for a while, but they're being worked on. Guilds and social systems, PC controller support. I do wonder if that means they could actually launch this game on console eventually, which would be kind of cool to increase the player base. Seasonal audio, so maybe new music or something like that, depending on the season. Mythic variants, which are going to be improved variants with their own kind of effects and UI, or not UI, effects and I think voice stuff. Collectible emotes and card emojis, and a test deck mode. So that's a lot of stuff. Let's break it down, starting with the Conquest mode. What is Conquest? Conquest takes the battle mode format you know and love from friendly battles to the next level. In Conquest, players will queue up against other players to face off in battle mode to earn rewards. Winning a series of battles without a loss unlocks tickets to higher leagues against tougher opponents, accumulating with Infinity League at the end of each season. Players will battle their way to the top to claim ultimate victory and the best rewards. When you queue up for a Conquest match, you'll start by choosing which league to compete. Proving Grounds, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Vibranium, or Infinite. Proving Grounds is always available to play, but players need the corresponding ticket to access higher tiers. Tickets are earned by winning a league series in the previous tier. For example, winning your Silver series will earn you a Gold ticket. Players win a league series by defeating 3 consecutive opponents. In addition to tickets for higher leagues, each victory grants medals that can be used in the Conquest shop to unlock exclusive rewards. There's a brand new Conquest shop every season with new cosmetics, including a seasonal exclusive variant that can only be unlocked in the Conquest shop. We think Battle Mode is a super fun way to play Marvel Snap, and Conquest lets you play Battle Mode whenever you want against the best competition for the best rewards. The team is actively developing Conquest, and we ran our first company-wide playtest last week. We're hoping to release Conquest in June. So this is really big. I really like Battle Mode. It's something I thought was super well designed, super fun to play, but I've noticed that, especially over here on YouTube, it's not really as appealing to general audience. And I think the main reason for that was because you actually needed a friend to play it, or a tournament to compete in. Now you can do that without any external website or software or whatever. You can just queue up and play, and they're in-game rewards for it. I think this is going to be great, really going to give a fresh way to play the game. I think Battle Mode is so much fun, and I really can't wait for this to launch. It's nice to know that we have kind of a rough ETA of June on it. I'm really excited about this, and I'm definitely planning on doing a bunch of content around it, and can't wait to see the cool cosmetic stuff that we'll be able to unlock for competing in Conquest. Next up, probably the biggest thing people have been asking for is an improvement to card acquisition. Every new card released in Marvel Snap should be exciting and impactful. We want players to wonder how that card could unlock new possibilities for fun or to win matches and be able to actually play out those dreams. We've heard your feedback that we're not meeting those expectations right now. It's time to change that. We're increasing the rate that all players earn tokens, including a huge boost for Series 3 players that brings them in line with Series 4 and 5 players. These changes will give all players equal opportunities to unlock brand new cards for themselves, whether you're in Series 3 or beyond. So more tokens. We're increasing the amount of tokens earned on the collection level track for all players who have not yet collected all Series 4 and 5 cards. Starting at collection level 500, players will be able to earn between 200 and 600 tokens in collectors' caches and reserves, regardless of whether they have completed Series 3 or not. This is a 4 times increase for players who have not completed Series 3. Once a card series is complete, caches that would have contained a card for that series will now be replaced with 100 tokens. All of the changes will result in more tokens for more people. Choose your card. Series 3 cards will now have their own section in the shop. Once per season, players who haven't completed Series 3 will be able to claim one free Series 3 card to help them fill out their favorite deck and take a step closer to completing their collection. Now you can save your tokens for Series 4 and 5 cards. So this is pretty big. There are also some more token shop changes, which we'll get to in a minute. But this is really big for improving probably the biggest pain point of the game right now, which is Series 3. Series 3 has been kind of a rough experience for a lot of players. Not only do you not get enough tokens to feel like you can ever afford the Pool 4 and Pool 5 cards that come out, but on top of that, it's just such a long grind, and it's really kind of difficult to get the stuff you're aiming for. Before, you were getting only like 1,000 tokens a month or so. So this is a huge boost in the amount of tokens you get, which can either be used to help speed up your Series 3 collecting or aim for one of those Series 4 or Series 5 cards a lot faster than you were able to before. So that's really good. Also, the choose your card thing is really nice. This also does help a bit with the fact that Series 3 will be ever expanding as cards rotate down. So this kind of helps out with the problem of Series 3 kind of bloating and getting like infinitely large. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't really do much if you're already Series 3 complete, to my knowledge. I don't think that is really changing anything. So I do think that's a little bit of a bummer, because card acquisition isn't exactly the fastest once you're Series 3 complete. But this is definitely a change that is going to impact a larger number of players and help reduce the amount of people who kind of get burnt out and quit the game in Series 3 due to the frustration with card acquisition. I still think there's more room for improvement in terms of making the Pool 4 and Pool 5 cards more accessible to everybody, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. Speaking of tokens, we have a revamp coming to the Token Shop. The Token Shop is an awesome way to target the cards you want, but we think we can do it even better. We're dividing the Token Shop into a few different sections that will allow players to target new and desirable cards faster. We're also revamping the look and feel of the Token Shop so you can swipe through to see what's new. Weekly Spotlight. When a new Series 5 card is released, it will immediately be featured in its own section for the first week in Marvel Snap. Once you buy the Weekly Spotlight card, the section will be hidden until the next new card is released. If you want the newest cards at release, here's what you've been waiting for. Series 4 and 5. This section functions nearly the same as previously, but only features Series 4 and 5 cards. This section will feature a card you don't own from all currently available Series 4 and 5 and rotates every 8 hours. Series 5 cards will be added to this section once they leave the Weekly Spotlight. And then Ultimate Variants. Ultimate Variants are some of the most epic variants in the game. We felt they deserved their own section too. We're moving Ultimate Variants out of the way of seeing Series 4 and 5 cards into their own rotation for those of you who want to make your decks that much cooler. We're aiming for these changes to make our April patch. So this is also a really good one. A common complaint about the Token Shop is that a lot of Series 3 players were seeing these Series 4 and 5 cards that they couldn't afford instead of the Series 3 cards they were trying to aim for. So now it sounds like these are all going to have their own section in the shop, so you don't actually get punished for like bad RNG rolls on seeing cards you don't want or can't get. So this is pretty big. I really like that they're removing Ultimate Variants from the regular Token Shop in their own place. I still think those should be gold instead of tokens, but oh well. And the Weekly Spotlight's a really big thing. It's been very frustrating as someone who tries to create content around the new cards that it is very difficult to guarantee you can actually get a new card on release. So I'm really happy about that one, and definitely just makes it a more enjoyable experience trying to acquire one of the new cards. So good changes, pretty much like everything we're seeing here. Next up, ranked mode improvements. We've been hearing your feedback about ranked mode, and we agree it's time to make some changes. Ranked mode is a tough feature to get right, and we want to find the right balance through some additional iteration. We're making a few updates before our next season that will address issues with some players feeling unable to progress or players feel they are not facing worthy opponents. Matchmaking algorithm. We're improving our matchmaking algorithm to create higher quality matches for all players, including an update that will prevent players from matchmaking against an opponent more than 30 ranks away. Hopefully this will help with kind of the issue we've previously seen where players who are not yet infinite are running into infinite players who don't really have any stakes and can gamble their cubes more freely. Also some specific changes to infinite, which is really good because we've been asking for there to be something to do post infinite for a while. Infinite MMR floor. When someone reaches infinite rank, we'll take a snapshot of their MMR. For the rest of the season, their MMR cannot fall below that value. This change is to address players that could intentionally lose many games at the infinite rank floor, drop their MMR for next season. You'll still be able to increase your MMR while playing an infinite rank. This is good. This is something people were doing where they were just throwing a lot of games or just queuing up Agatha for a couple hours. While at infinite, it would tank their MMR so they would get easier opponents for the climb next season. Definitely was an abusable thing, so it's nice to see that they're doing something to combat this. Infinite versus infinite matchmaking. Players that reach infinite will only match against other infinite rank players. This is a great change. It has been very frustrating to a lot of players that, like I mentioned before, you know, at infinite, it doesn't really matter for your cubes as much, so you can kind of snap more freely, and it's frustrating for people trying to finish their climb on the ladder. We know there's more work to be done. We think that the current journey to reclimb to a previous season's rank is too difficult. To that end, we're exploring changes to how many cubes are required per rank, how many bonus cubes are granted when a player achieves a new tier, and potentially how much of a reset is incurred each season. These numbers are actively being crunched right now, so we don't have any more details to share, but rest assured, our goal is to deliver a satisfying seasonal experience for players who wish to get better at the game and see their rank increase as a result. Then we have some pretty big news about infinite rank. So for most of us, the climb to infinite rank has been our peak achievement, and we have great news. We're completely revamping infinite rank so your experience doesn't end at infinite. It's just the beginning. We want to create an exciting and fair battleground for our most skilled players to compete on the infinite ranked leaderboard. Once players reach infinite rank, they are separated into their own ecosystem that will highlight two important numbers: skill rating score. This score is your potential skill rating score. It's similar to your matchmaking rating. You'll be able to see how your skill rating score changes after each match. If you're more interested in increasing your personal skill from season to season, this number is for you. Leaderboard rank. Your friend has always claimed that they're the best Marvel Snap player. Well, now we'll find out. This is the leaderboard number based on the ranking order of each infinite player's skill rating score. So this is really great. We've been asking for there to be a point to post infinite, and now it sounds like there is one. Hopefully they can also address the bot issue stuff with this, as it wouldn't really make sense for people at the top of the leaderboard to have gotten there through farming bots. So I imagine that's something they're also going to address with this, but we'll see. But regardless, this is a really great thing. Now we actually have a reason to try and play the game to your best ability once you finish the infinite climb, whereas previously there really wasn't one. They also mentioned we've seen a lot of feedback around matchmaking by MMR and why we don't simply match by rank. The team has been weighing the positives and negatives of both of these options. In a pure match by rank situation, it can lead to an awful start of the season experience, as players are matching up against opponents who are far superior to them. However, we are exploring alternative ways of matchmaking to try and deliver a more satisfying overall experience, as we think there are some upsides to matchmaking by rank. We have some ideas that we think can capture the best of both worlds, and we'll be trying out updates in the matchmaker in future seasons. We'll also be sharing more as we lock in details. You'll hear more from us about this soon. So this is good. It feels like a lot of the feedback is being listened to here to make the ladder experience better for people just trying to climb their way to infinite and players who have already achieved that. And last but not least, we have some information on test deck mode. Where's unranked mode? What's this test deck mode? We know that players want a quick and easy way to try out new decks or strategies. Since before global launch, we've been talking about the idea of unranked mode as a solution to this problem, but as we explored this feature, we found that unranked mode comes with some not so great additional challenges. So we set out to reimagine what this feature could be, and test deck mode evolved from there. We're considering adding a button to the deck editing screen that will allow you to instantly hop into a low stakes game against the computer. We're still in early stages of concepting here, but we'd love to hear your thoughts about this new path. Hopefully that provides some extra insight on what the team's been working on and thinking about. Let us know what you think, and please continue to share your ideas for the future of Marvel Snap. So that's a lot of information. I think this is pretty much all good information. The only thing that I think wasn't fully addressed here is maybe making the new cards slightly more obtainable for players after they finish Pool 3, as well as if things are going to be changed with high infinite players running into more bots than real human people. I imagine that will be changed in some way, because if they want an infinite leaderboard, you can't really have the top people be farming bots instead of other opponents. But I imagine that's not something they wanted to fully dive into in this blog. Regardless, a lot of good information here. I'm really excited for a lot of these features to enter the game. Probably the one I'm most excited for is the Conquest battle mode. I can't wait to try that out. Definitely going to be doing a lot of content around that when it comes out. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. What do you think about all this news and all these changes coming to the game? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.